Listen carefully. You've been controlled more times than you can count, and the truth is, you didn't even notice it happening. One small comment hits you, one short reply makes you chase, one small doubt keeps you thinking for hours. It feels random, but it's not. There's a pattern behind it, but almost nobody notices it while it's happening, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is what it means to be played emotionally. And the strange part is, you've probably been part of it for years without realizing it. But here's the part most people don't want to accept. It's not always done on purpose. Most of the time, they don't even realize what they're doing. They just learned, somewhere along the way, that your emotions can be used to control your actions. They do something small, and your reaction follows without you thinking. That's not power, that's control, and it's happening to you without permission. The real problem is not what they're doing, it's that you were never shown how to stop it. No one taught you how to protect your emotions, how to stay steady when someone tries to shake you, or how to see the move before it's even made. But once you understand the game, everything changes. Because the moment you see the pattern clearly, it loses its hold on you. And from that point on, no one gets to move you unless you allow it. But there's one mistake almost everyone makes while trying to fix this, and if you don't catch it early, everything you're about to learn won't work the way you expect. This isn't just about a few moments where you felt upset or confused. This is shaping your choices, your confidence, and even the direction of your life without you realizing it. When someone can control how you feel, they can quietly control what you do. They can make you chase when you should walk away, explain yourself when silence would have been stronger, and doubt yourself when you were actually right all along. And the worst part is, it keeps repeating. Different people, same patterns. You think it's them, but it's really the system you never learned to see. And until you understand that system, you will keep falling into the same traps again and again. Now, this isn't new. This has been studied for centuries. Niccolò Machiavelli watched how powerful people lost everything, not because they were weak, but because they reacted at the wrong moment. He saw leaders get influenced by simple words, not because those words were strong, but because their emotions were easy to trigger. He saw people with power lose control, simply because they didn't control themselves first. And from all of that, one truth became clear. The person who stays in control of their emotions in any situation is the one who controls what happens next. That is what you're about to learn. Not just ideas, but real strategies, 7 of them, that will make it almost impossible for anyone to play you emotionally again. After this, you won't react the same way. You won't get pulled into the same situations. You won't feel that pressure to prove yourself or chase someone who doesn't value you. Instead, you'll start seeing things clearly, staying calm when others expect a reaction, and making choices that actually serve you. This is where the shift happens. Before we move forward, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. Nobody controls my emotions. Number 1. First, see the pattern, then step out of it. Most people try to stop getting played without ever learning how the game actually works, and that's exactly why they keep losing. You can't defend yourself from something you don't understand. You can't avoid a trap you don't even see. So before you try to stay calm or act strong, you need to understand what's really happening when someone affects your emotions. Because once you see it clearly, it stops working on you the same way. Here's the truth. Emotional control doesn't attack your logic. It doesn't try to beat your intelligence. It goes straight for something deeper, your identity, the way you see yourself, what you believe you're worth, and how you think others see you. That's the real target. Because when that part of you gets touched, even slightly, your reaction becomes automatic. You stop thinking and start reacting. Think about the last time someone got under your skin. It probably wasn't just what they said on the surface. It connected to something deeper. Maybe they made you feel less capable, less respected, or not as important as you believe you are. That's never an accident. That's the entry point. Machiavelli believed, people don't attack your strength. They look for your weak point. And once that part is touched, your mind jumps into defense mode. But here's what's dangerous. You think you're defending yourself, but you're actually following a pattern someone else just triggered. You start explaining, proving, chasing, or reacting in ways you normally wouldn't. And the person on the other side? They don't need to do much more. They already got the reaction they were looking for. This is how the pattern works again and again. A small comment questions your ability. A little distance makes you want more attention. A simple disagreement turns into you trying to prove your value. And every time you react like that, the pattern gets stronger. The important part is this: once you can see this happening in real time, it loses its power. Because now you're not inside the reaction, you're watching it. And that changes everything. From this point on, your job is simple. Notice before you react. The moment you feel that sudden shift inside you, when you feel annoyed, nervous, or pushed to respond, pause for just a second. Don't rush. Ask yourself one clear question. What just happened? Was that a normal moment? Or did something just try to trigger me? That small pause is where your power starts. Because in that one moment, you move from reacting to thinking. You step out of their control and back into your own. And once you start doing this consistently, something interesting happens. The same things that used to affect you start to feel weaker. The same comments don't hit as hard. The same behavior doesn't pull you in. Not because people stopped trying, but because you stopped falling for it. And when you reach that point, the game changes completely. Because you cannot be controlled by something you clearly understand. Before you move on, drop this in the comments. I see the pattern. Number 2, stop reacting automatically. Start choosing your response. Most people react without thinking, and they don't even realize they're giving away power every time they do it. Someone says something, and the reaction comes out instantly. Someone does something, and the response is immediate. It feels natural, but that automatic reaction is exactly what makes you easy to read and easy to control. Because every reaction you show tells people something about you. Machiavelli warned, the more you show, the easier you are to read. It tells people what affects you, what matters to you, and where your weak spots are. And once someone sees that clearly, they don't have to guess anymore. They know exactly how to get a reaction from you again. That's how patterns start. You react once, they remember it, and then they use it again later. This is why staying in control of what you show is so important. You're allowed to feel anything: anger, hurt, frustration. All of that is normal. The problem is not the feeling. The problem is showing it right away to the same person who caused it. Because in that moment, you're not just expressing emotion, you're showing them that they reached you. And that gives them an advantage, whether they admit it or not. There's a big difference between feeling something and displaying it. Strong people understand that difference clearly. They still feel everything, but they don't hand it out freely. They don't turn every emotion into a visible reaction. Instead, they pause, they hold it, and they decide what they want to show. And that decision is where control comes from. Imagine someone tries to provoke you, expecting you to react quickly. They expect anger, defense, or at least some sign that they got to you. But instead, they get nothing. Not fake calm, not forced silence, but a real, steady response that shows no emotional shift. In that moment, they lose their grip completely, because the reaction they were counting on never came, and without that reaction, their effort has no result. That's the key. When your reactions are controlled, you stop being predictable. And when you're not predictable, people can't easily influence you. Starting now, practice creating space between what you feel and what you show. When something hits you, don't rush to respond. Let the feeling stay inside for a moment. Understand it first. Then decide if it even deserves to be shown. And if it does, decide how much and to whom. Not everyone deserves to see your emotions. Not everyone has earned that level of access. Think of your emotional reactions like something valuable, not something you give away for free. Because the more control you have over what you show, the less control others have over you. And once people realize they can't easily read you or move you, they stop trying the same ways they used before. That's when the shift becomes real. If this made sense, comment this: I choose my response. Number 3. Slow down. Timing is where control begins. Machiavelli taught, the one who controls timing controls the situation. Timing is something most people ignore, but it quietly decides who has control in any situation. The same words, said at different times, can create completely different results. Respond too quickly, and it looks like you were affected. Wait too long in the wrong way, and it can look like hesitation. But when your timing is steady and chosen, it shows something else. It shows control. The problem is, most people don't choose their timing. They react the moment they feel something. A message comes in that bothers them, and they reply right away. Someone says something that hits their ego, and they answer without thinking. Someone creates pressure, and they rush to respond just to release that feeling. But all of that speed sends a clear message. It shows that their emotions were triggered, and now they're reacting instead of deciding. And once that pattern is clear, it becomes easy for others to repeat it, because they know you won't wait. They know you'll respond on impulse. Now think about the opposite. Someone tries to get a reaction from you, but you don't respond immediately. You take your time. Not to play games, not to ignore, but to regain your balance first. You wait until your thoughts are clear and your emotions are steady. Then you respond in a way that actually reflects what you want, not what you felt in the first second. That small delay changes everything, because now the response is yours, not a reaction they pulled out of you. And it also sends a message, without saying anything directly. It shows that you're not controlled by urgency. It shows that you don't feel pressure to reply right away. It shows that you move on your own time. And that kind of timing makes people adjust around you. They stop expecting instant reactions. They stop trying to rush you into emotional decisions, because they see it doesn't work anymore. This doesn't mean you become slow or distant. It means you become deliberate. Before responding to anything that carries emotion, give yourself space. Even a few minutes is enough. In that space, let the first feeling pass. Ask yourself what you actually want to say, not what you feel pushed to say. That difference is where your control comes from, and the more you practice this, the stronger it becomes. Over time, people start to notice that they can't control your pace. They can't pull you into quick reactions. They can't create pressure that forces you to respond. And once that happens, the balance shifts. Because the one who controls the timing controls the direction of the interaction. Now comment this: I control my timing. Number 4. Cut off what keeps their control alive. People don't keep doing things randomly. They repeat what works. That's how behavior is built. And that's exactly why the same emotional patterns keep happening in your life. It's not bad luck, and it's not coincidence. At some point, a certain behavior got a reaction from you, and that reaction became the reward. Once that reward is there, the behavior comes back again and again. Think about it carefully. If someone makes you feel bad and you change your decision, what do they understand? That guilt works on you. If someone becomes distant and you try to fix it right away, what do they notice? That distance makes you come closer. If someone doubts you and you quickly try to prove yourself, what do they see? That challenging you gets your full attention. None of this is complicated. It's simple cause and effect. And every time you respond the same way, you make the pattern stronger. This is why things don't change, even when you want them to, because the behavior is still getting results. Now here's the shift that changes everything. You don't need to argue, fight, or prove anything to stop this cycle. You just need to remove the reward, quietly, consistently, and without making a big scene. When someone tries to use guilt, don't rush to fix their feelings. Don't over-explain. Just make your decision based on what you actually want to do. When someone pulls away hoping you'll chase, don't follow. Let the space stay there. Focus on your own life instead of trying to close the gap they created. When someone challenges you just to get a reaction, don't give them one. Respond calmly, briefly, or not at all. The moment there is no reward, the pattern starts to break, because without a result, the behavior loses its purpose. And when something stops working, people naturally stop using it. You don't need to tell them anything. You don't need to explain what you're doing. Your actions speak clearly on their own. At first, they might try harder. They might repeat the same behavior, expecting the same outcome. But when nothing changes, when the reaction never comes, they start to adjust. Either they change how they deal with you, or they move on to someone else who still reacts the old way. Both outcomes work in your favor. This is where real control begins, not in forcing others to behave differently, but in changing what you respond to, because once you stop rewarding the behavior, you stop feeding the cycle. And when the cycle ends, the control they had over you ends with it. It's that simple, but only if you stay consistent. Now drop this. I don't reward what hurts me. Number 5. Stay steady and let them expose themselves. Most people think staying calm is just a way to protect yourself, like you're avoiding conflict or trying not to react. But real calmness is not weak, and it's not passive. When you use it the right way, it turns into a mirror. It shows them their own behavior without you saying a word, and that can be more powerful than anything you could say. Here's what usually happens. Someone comes to you with strong emotion, anger, pressure, attitude, or even fake urgency. And behind that energy, there's an expectation. They expect you to match it. If they get loud, they expect you to get loud. If they push, they expect you to defend. If they act distant, they expect you to chase. That reaction is what completes the situation for them. Without it, their effort feels incomplete. Now imagine something different. They bring that same energy, but you don't match it at all. You stay steady. You stay relaxed. Not fake calm, not forced silence, but real balance. Suddenly, the situation feels strange to them because the reaction they were expecting is missing. And when that happens, their own behavior starts to stand out. A person raising their voice in front of someone calm begins to notice how loud they sound. A person trying to pressure you starts to feel how obvious their push is. A person acting dramatic starts to look at their own behavior without your reaction hiding it. That's the mirror effect. You didn't argue. You didn't defend. You didn't try to win. You simply stayed grounded, and that made them face themselves. But this only works if your calmness is real. If you're pretending to be calm while you're actually upset inside, it shows in small ways: your tone, your face, your body. And once they sense that, the effect is gone. Real calmness comes from understanding one simple truth. Their emotions are not your responsibility. Their anger belongs to them. Their pressure belongs to them. Their mood is not something you need to fix or absorb. You can see it, hear it, and still not carry it with you. When you truly understand that, staying calm doesn't feel forced anymore. It feels natural. And when your calmness is real, it changes the whole interaction. You're no longer reacting to them, you're letting them reveal themselves. And most people don't expect that. They expect resistance or emotion, not stillness. That's why it works so well. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to win the moment. You just need to hold your position without being pulled into theirs. And when you do that, something shifts. The pressure drops, the control disappears, and the situation starts to turn in your favor without you saying much at all. That's the quiet kind of power most people never learn. Now comment this: I stay calm under pressure. Number 6. Stop performing for people who control your mood. A big reason you get affected so easily has nothing to do with weakness. It has to do with where you are and who you're around. When you spend your time in places where you feel like you have to act a certain way just to be accepted, you slowly lose control without even noticing it. You start adjusting yourself to fit what others expect. You act more confident than you feel. You agree when you actually don't. You hide what's really going on just to keep things smooth, and over time, that becomes normal for you. But here's the problem. The moment you start performing, you also start depending on how others see you. Their approval begins to matter more than it should. Their reactions start to affect your mood. Their opinion starts to shape how you feel about yourself. And that creates a silent pressure, because now you're not just being yourself, you're trying to maintain an image. And anyone who has control over that image has some level of control over you. If they pull back, you feel it. If they show approval, you feel better. If they question you, you feel the need to explain. That's not real stability. That's dependence. And once someone senses that, even without thinking about it, they can influence how you feel just by changing how they act toward you. This is how control becomes quiet but powerful. Now think about a different kind of environment, a place where you don't have to act perfect, where you don't have to hide your thoughts or pretend to be something else, where you can show up as you are, even on days when you're not at your best. In that kind of space, something changes. You stop trying to manage how you're seen. You stop chasing approval, and because of that, people lose the ability to control your emotions through it. The challenge is, most people wait until they feel safe before they stop performing. But it doesn't work like that. You actually have to stop performing first. You have to be a little more real, even when it feels uncomfortable. You have to say what you actually think, show how you actually feel, and allow others to respond to the real version of you. Some people won't like it. Some people might distance themselves. But that's not a loss, that's clarity, because the ones who stay are the ones who accept you without needing a performance. And those are the only people who don't hold emotional power over you. Take a moment and think about your current relationships. Where are you acting instead of being real? Where do you feel pressure to maintain an image? And what do you think would happen if you stopped? The answers to those questions show you exactly where your emotional control is being taken from you. Because the less you perform, the less control others have. And the more real you become, the more stable you feel. That's where true strength starts to build. Now type this: I stop performing for others. Number 7. Take back control of who you are. Everything you've learned so far won't fully hold if you don't fix the root of the problem. Because all these patterns, all these reactions, all these moments where you felt controlled, they all connect back to one thing: the story you have about yourself. Right now, whether you notice it or not, there's a quiet voice in your mind telling you who you are, what you're worth, and what you need from other people. And most of that story wasn't chosen by you. It was built over time, from things people said to you when you were younger, from how you were treated in important moments, from the experiences that stayed with you longer than they should have. Little by little, those moments shaped how you see yourself today. And the problem is, if that idea is not clear or full of doubt, then anyone can step in and affect it. All they have to do is touch the part of you that already feels unsure, and suddenly you react. You try to prove something. You try to fix how you're being seen. You try to protect an image that was never fully stable to begin with. That's how emotional control works at the deepest level. It's not just about what someone says or does in the moment. It's about what already exists inside you before they even speak. And if you've never looked at that clearly, then you're always going to be reacting to it without understanding why. This is where everything changes. Instead of letting that story run on its own, you take control of it. You decide who you are, not based on what happened in the past, not based on how others treated you, but based on what you choose moving forward. That starts with getting clear about your values. Not just words that sound good, but real standards you actually live by. What matters to you, even when it's difficult? What do you stand for, even if it costs you something? When you know that clearly, you stop bending every time someone challenges you, because your direction is already set. Next is your sense of worth, not the kind that depends on results, approval, or how useful you are to others, but a basic level of value that doesn't change depending on who is in front of you. If you don't define that for yourself, someone else will always try to define it for you. And the moment you depend on that, you give them control. Then there's what you actually need. Not what you've been chasing out of habit, not constant attention or approval, but what truly gives you peace and stability. When you understand that, you stop expecting others to fill that space for you. And when you don't need something from someone, they lose their leverage over you. This is the strongest position you can be in. Because now, when someone tries to affect you, there's nothing loose inside you for them to grab onto. They can say what they want, act how they want, but it doesn't shake your foundation. Not because you're ignoring it, but because you've already decided who you are. And once that decision is real, it becomes solid. This is what it means to be unshakable. Not perfect, not emotionless, but grounded. You still feel things, but you don't lose yourself in them. You still experience pressure, but it doesn't control your actions. You return to yourself every time, and once you reach that point, something becomes very clear. The people who used to move you can't do it anymore. The same words don't hit the same way. The same situations don't pull you in, because you're no longer living inside a story that others can change. You're the one writing it now. And when you hold that position, no one else gets to take control of it again. Now drop this in the comments. I define who I am. You started this knowing something didn't feel right. You noticed how certain people could affect your mood too easily, how small situations could pull you into reactions you didn't even want, and how the same patterns kept repeating no matter who was involved. Now you understand why. It was never random. It was never just bad luck. There was always a system behind it, and now you can see it clearly. You've learned that emotional control always begins by targeting how you see yourself. And once that part is touched, everything else becomes easier to influence. You've seen how reacting too quickly gives others information about you, showing them exactly what works and what doesn't. You've realized that people repeat what gets results, and if your reactions keep rewarding their behavior, the cycle never ends. You now understand that staying calm is not weakness, but a way to reflect their behavior back to them without getting pulled into it. You've seen how timing changes everything, and how choosing when to respond puts you back in control instead of reacting on impulse. You've also recognized that being in the wrong environment, where you feel the need to act or impress, creates emotional pressure that others can use without you noticing. And most importantly, you've learned that everything comes back to the idea you have about yourself. If that idea is unclear, others can step in and shape it. But when you decide it for yourself, clearly and firmly, no one else can take that position from you. These are not just ideas to think about. These are ways to move differently in your daily life. And the more you apply them, the more things begin to change. The situations that used to drain you start to lose their effect. The people who used to trigger you stop getting the same reaction. The patterns that felt stuck begin to break, not because the world suddenly became easier, but because you stopped responding the same way. That's where the real shift happens. And once you reach that point, it becomes very hard for anyone to control you emotionally again. Because now, you see it before it happens, you understand it while it's happening, and you know exactly how to respond after it happens. That level of awareness changes everything. From this point forward, things don't work on you the same way anymore. The people who used to get easy reactions from you will start to feel that shift. The same moves won't land. The same words won't pull you in. Not because they stopped trying, but because you stopped responding the way you used to. And that changes everything. You won't feel that same pressure to explain yourself. You won't feel the need to chase someone just because they stepped back. You won't get pulled into situations that leave you drained and confused. Instead, you'll notice things earlier, stay steady in moments that used to shake you, and make decisions that actually protect your peace. That's what control looks like. It's quiet, but it's strong. And once you have it, it becomes very hard for anyone to take it from you. This is what separates people who stay stuck in the same patterns from those who move forward. The ones who stay stuck keep reacting. The ones who move forward learn to see, pause, and choose. That's the difference. Machiavelli's lesson was simple: control yourself or someone else will. So now the question is simple: are you done being controlled by how others act? If the answer is yes, then make it real. Say it clearly: no one controls my emotions anymore. And mean it. If this changed the way you think even a little, take a second to support it. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and stay connected for more like this. Because this is not just about learning something new. It's about becoming someone different. Someone who can't be easily moved, shaken, or controlled. You've got the understanding now. The next step is to live it.